Happy Thursday morning. We are back. Your
Wow.
brain trainer coaches, Rita Wood and Tammy Magnuson. We were having some really interesting conversations before this started. And we just want to know, if this funk that's going on in your life is caused, if you believe that it's caused from things outside of you, what power do you have then?
Wow, that's exactly what I was thinking. The circumstances outside of our presence dictates, what one thinks inside and feels inside. And I feel like we live like that. Like circumstances dictate our health, our wealth, our happiness, our generosity. It dictates it. I've been sick for a minute here, and I am so in awe about how much I don't know how much, not tenacity, but how my immune system being weak also has robbed me from clear mind and from being on point. I went driving and I'm pissing people off. They're honking at me and I'm cutting people off, and I'm just like, feeling weak. I'm feeling weak, and my fuse is shorter. Like I'm more emotional and more like I'd rather just stay home right now and not move, because there's outside circumstances that are really dictating how I'm feeling. And so what is one thing you can do? What for me is catching every thought and not making it mean anything, for one, right? Mm-hmm. So just because that person, I almost cut him off twice, my fault. I didn't have to really beat myself up, or feel really bad, like nothing happened, no accident occurred. But it's just, I don't know, Tammy, it's been very interesting to see how our thoughts can really take you down that rabbit hole. And I'm grateful for this work, because how can I get out of my own funk is by tapping, by breathing, and not making any more stories up,
Right. Yeah. And there's so much that our sight gives us so much input into what is going on in life, but there is a whole bunch of other opportunity to hear, feel, and notice different things, and not just believe what we're seeing. And that is a strong mind, right? That's what we would call it. We would call it a strong mindset, a mindset that can override the circumstances and what we naturally want to do because of the circumstance, and stay in inner peace and inner happiness, inner love, all of those things. And the body can give us even more sensations that dictate that. So physical pain. And, I remember when my knee hurt all the time, it was a constant confirmation that that's true. There's something wrong with your knee. And so I had to override that confirmation by thinking and imagining something better and something greater. I had to let go of that as being true and focus on something different. And that's what created it. And so we are creators. There are things that happen in our life. We need to be, or we can be conscious of it, and even more conscious that we can create something different and something better. And a lot of you need to hear this right now. You're losing your job. Maybe there's family conflict over what's going on in the world. Maybe there's financial stress. Maybe you're having physical stress too, and physical pain and sickness. as well. And you need to know, you need to hear that you can create it differently and that there's hope for that. And the easiest form that we know is to interrupt it and then imagine it better, interrupt it and imagine it better, interrupt it and imagine it better, and to use your happy memories to start to believe a better feeling.
Exactly. Believe a better feeling. And definitely for me, focusing on the parts of my body that do feel good.
Yes.
We're really shifting the whole dynamics of my body,
Yep.
shifting it to those parts that did feel good, those parts that are whole and complete, those parts that are healthy. It was amazing. And so I understand how the brain works. And if you redirect it and you focus on those parts that are feeling great, your brain starts shifting everything.
Great. I know.
And
yeah,
my whole body was not aching anymore. I did that for like 3 days. Yeah.
Right. So that pain, and that's what I found too. The pain is it's such a strong draw for the brain to focus on it. The more you focus on it, the more you feel it, the worse you make it. And to actually start noticing and being grateful, like, oh, my fingers don't hurt, or my nose doesn't, or, whatever it is. If you send your brain focusing on something, your brain will listen to you. Yep. And then it will start to automatically do that for you. And it is amazing that you can feel all this pain in your left knee for me. And when I focused it on my right toe or on my right shoulder or wow, I can see this is so great. I couldn't feel the pain.
Yeah. Yep.
So,
and it reminds me of what Robert Smith would say. He's all like that. Most of it is brain pain. It's brain pain. It's not real pain that's happening. It's just brain pain. And I get what he's saying now, where it's like it's not even real. It's just like brain pain. And so when you could shift the brain to be not brain pain, what's the opposite of brain pain?
Brain health, brain feeling
pleasure.
Good.
Yeah.
Pleasurably. Yeah. Brain pleasure. Yeah.
So we just want to remind you to stop and smile and tap. And if you're tapping and you're smiling and you're singing a song and you're breathing and you're focusing on the good parts of your body and you're persistent and you're playful, peaceful, you just keep doing that until you get the shifts and changes that you need.
Right. And use what works for you. This is where you get to know about yourself. When you know, oh, this smell takes me there, takes me to that good place. This dancing like this leaves me feeling like that little girl. What is it that leaves you, that sound of laughter leaves you, feeling lighter and more happy. Use those things for yourself, and that will shift what you're directing your brain to focus on. That's all it is. You're just saying, no, we're going to direct you to focus over here and let your brain do the work for you. That's really what it's all about. So how would you like to know how to get out of your own funk? Like, this is how you do it. You can do this for yourself. You can learn these things for yourself. Like our video, subscribe below, and we'll put information below where you can learn more about how you're doing this, how we can facilitate it, and how then this is a skill that not only do you get to keep, but you get to teach your children, your grandchildren, your spouses, your neighbors, and they get to get that kind of freedom as well.
Yes, that freedom and that inner peace. Yes.